Hi Leo, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be pulling some messages for Leo's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. These are going to be general messages, guys. It's not going to resonate with all of you. If you don't like my energy or you're not happy with the reading, please check your sun, your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus. But definitely be free to check out one of the other readers on YouTube. So I am going to be discussing some crowning energies and also what's going on in the sky. So if you're not interested in those messages, you can feel free to fast forward to where you see me pulling the Celtic cross spread. Okay, but I'm going to pull Shaman Oracle, crowning energy to start. Let's pull those and talk about them. And we'll talk about stuff going on in the sky, the staff. One crowning energy, very nice. Okay, we'll talk about these in a second. Into it. I hope you guys are doing well. Messages for Leo. First 2 weeks of September, please. First 2 weeks of September, the 1st to the 14th. These are messages that Leo needs to know. Messages that Leo needs to know. Time to go. Time to go. Okay. Alright, so real quick, let's just mention what's happening in the sky. We have 5 trines the first week, guys. 5 trines. All great for bringing things to fruition or at least moving things forward, right? So it's this Virgo energy still, focusing on details and working towards something. But keep in mind that in the Virgo energy, criticism can be an issue, especially on the 2nd, because we have a Sun and Mars conjunct in Virgo, and then Venus in Virgo square Jupiter in Sagittarius. What's happening on the 2nd, and that can create this situation where either we find ourselves being very critical of someone or something, or even of ourselves, or someone else is being that way as well. So if you were in that space, just remember it's just what's going on in the sky, and just step back if you can. Just pull yourself out of the situation if you can. And then on the 4th and the 7th of September, we have Mercury and Venus in Virgo, opposing Neptune and Pisces. So this is going to give us a feeling of disillusionment, of feeling very defeated, you know. But the thing is, because of the Neptunian influence, just a bit about Neptune is beautiful. It connects us to our higher consciousness. Okay, this wanted to come out. Connects us to our higher consciousness, all of that. But Neptune in and of itself is kind of weird because it's like a smoke and mirror. It creates a very foggy affect to everything that we see. So we really don't see things with full clarity based in reality with Neptune, unfortunately. Okay, and then moving to the 2nd week, we have 3 more trines, which are good. But we also have a couple of squares and oppositions that are going to make you feel very overworked in some way, or at least feeling like this sense of resistance. And it's primarily because of what's happening with Saturn, right? Because Saturn is preparing to go direct on the 18th, right? So it's a little after this time period. But it's been retrograde for a few months now, and you want to think about Saturn right now. He's still like this old man, like old man Santa Claus sitting by the fire, sorting out the naughty and nice list of karma. You know, really focused on karma cleansing and, you know, clearing out for the new. Now, we have that kind of working in the background while we have this full moon at 21 degrees Pisces on the 13th into the 14th, depending on where you live, with Sun in Virgo, trine Pluto in Capricorn, Mars in Virgo, opposing Neptune in Pisces. So what is that? All right, well, Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto's all about transformation. It's like, let's go, let's do this. Mars in Virgo, let's go, let's do this, let's do this. And Neptune in Pisces is just that desire, but being surrounded by smoke and a smog and a fog and a lack of clarity. All while Saturn is focusing on clearing up the karma. All right, so the long and the short of it is, guys, you're going to feel things tickling into change. Beautiful things coming. Rumblings of beautiful things coming. But at the same time, a lot of your ideas are not going to be able to be pushed forward right now. Things are going to feel not clear. You're not going to have all the answers. Everyone, as the collective, is going to be feeling a sense of confusion right now. All right, so this is the situation. This is crossing you. This is crowning the Celtic cross spread. This is the foundation. This is your past, recent past. Recent, isn't this funny, Leo? My cat, whenever I do your reading, I just start screaming. Oh, so funny, silly kitty cat. I'm actually going to be using my Cat Tarot, new deck my son got me, to get some more information for you guys. Okay, so she's going to have to wait. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the staff first, okay? So, Leo, this is telling me that you're kind of caught in this delicate balance between opposing forces right now, between like action and non-action in one area of your life. And you really want to use this to your advantage because, you know, just keep in mind, everything has two sides, a yin and a yang, right? A day and a night. There's no, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to let her out. Can you believe this? Every single time I do your reading. Hold on. If she ever does that again, I'm just going to put her up on the table and finish the reading. So you're definitely caught between, you know, action and non-action. But this is you really realizing here that there are two sides to everything. And you're being called to make some sort of corrective action. This is time to take corrective action on something, beginning with your beliefs about what needs to be fixed or repaired in your life. What needs to be addressed again? And you really want to let destiny take its course here, nudging it slightly along the way. Yeah, but this is about you using that staff to make corrections in your life. And you need to trust your inner wisdom in this energy and take the first step on a journey that your heart has already begun. This is something that you are already involved in. Yeah. And there's a call here to unite something that seems divided right now, and you're being called to find the delicate balance between will and surrender. So this is really about compromise to me. You're just feeling really being called to compromise in a certain area to find a way forward. And then we have time to go. Okay. So, look, I mean, it's over, Leo, or at least to the very least, the form of whatever relationship you have front and center in your mind right now, it's no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. And that doesn't mean that it's lost, though, guys. It really doesn't. But when I say it's over, the way it was up to this point is over. And although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of some sort of soul contract, of course, it's more about the release than destruction. Because remember the saying, you know, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If not, it never was. You know, endings are always a sign of a new beginning. So if you want something deeper, you really need to walk away at this point. You know, even if it appears that you've reached the end of the line with the situation and all is lost, it isn't. Because you're in a situation now that's going to resurface again later, Leo. So consider this a break, really, rather than an ending. Destiny is in charge here, and you lose nothing and gain everything when you surrender to that fact. Because your soul knows that your destiny is unfolding with perfect timing and synchronicity. And you know, your small self, that small part of yourself has doubts, but that's natural. You know, if it doesn't have to, it doesn't have the map, though, of your destiny. Your soul does, right? So you really need to trust spirit here with this one, is what I'm getting. Yeah. All right, so those are your crownings. And let's get into these. Three of Wands is the situation right now. So this is you really thinking about everything that you've been through and figuring out your next move. I mean, that's what this is. This is you recognizing the water, your emotions, this, you know, how solid those mountains are across. And now how are you going to move into that? What are you going to do in this next space of your life? You have the wand, so you have the will, right? But you're just not sure, because these two wands kind of look behind you. So you feel like you have the support that you need, but you're just really not sure exactly where you're going. So this is a very contemplative state that you're in right now, just really thinking about moves that you need to make to bring yourself across that water, across to the other side and into your new life. And we have the Five of Pentacles energy. And Leo, this is telling me that you're not seeing everything with great clarity, which is not surprising because of what I just mentioned about Neptune's influence right now. But, you know, I always see the Five of Pentacles, and every tarot reader talks about how they look uncomfortable, they're cold, they look hungry, and they're walking past this church. But it really is like the energy of this card is banging them on the back, banging her on the back or on the shoulder, saying, will you turn around and look up? You have help right there. Things are not as bad as you think they are. You're not seeing things clearly for what they are. You have support right here. You have the resources that you need. Because this is more about a mentality, this lack mentality. Not saying that you can't use some extra coin in your pocket. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're not in a relationship where you couldn't use some extra support, because Pentacles is about resources, money, all of that, but it's also about mental health, physical health, emotional health, connection, our ability to connect to people, right? And she's not seeing this here for some reason. Okay, and it could be just because of past hurts, past sorrow, shame, fill in the blank. It could be for any reason, but what's really getting in the way of you making this move, this leap forward that I'm feeling you really want to, is that you're not dealing with all of the information, but a lot of it is because you're just not seeing things really that clearly. You have to be very clear in your thinking here. Crowning energy is the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is self-imprisonment. Swords being truth and words and mindset and thoughts. And she has herself imprisoned there. She could escape if she'd like to, but this is very internal, inside of her own mind and her own subjective understanding of what's rolled out up to this point. And this is very much keeping her in a space of analysis paralysis. Obviously, gender does not apply here. I'm just using she because of the female in the picture, but this is you really trying to find your footing, right? But you're not seeing everything. But you're not seeing everything because you're not allowing yourself to see everything. And you need to get in touch with why, right? You need to get in touch with why, and that's what the staff was talking about, the staff oracle. Because look at her footing, how she has part of her foot is on the ground, part of it is sort of in the water. She just kind of really doesn't know what's up. But she has herself stuck there because she's choosing not to wriggle herself out of the bondage and not lift the blindfold off. She's making that choice. And then we have the King of Wands. Now the King, because it's a core card, this can be your energy or somebody close to you. And when we talk about the King of Wands reverse, there's manipulation here. There's some sort of stagnation, somebody not being willing to move forward in the way that maybe they once promised, maybe the way that you thought it should, somebody not following through on what they said they would do. Or this can be you, okay? But the reversal is stagnation and delay, okay? So the stagnation and delay, now if it's external to you, this may be what's self-imprisoning you, right? I mean, in your mind, where you're, get into this cyclical mindset of thinking things over and over and over again. But now we have the Fool energy in reverse in your past, and this shows me that somebody was not willing to take a leap of faith, that somebody was not willing to act in a moral way with good faith and move forward in the way that they probably should have. Now this could be you, or this could be somebody close to you, somebody who you were dealing with, right? Because in the upright, the Fool is all about taking that leap of faith, hoping for the best. Really, they say the Fool doesn't look before he leaps. I don't agree with that. I think the Fool just has so much faith and trust in things ultimately working out okay. The Fool is the number 0. I actually think the Fool has every single element of the tarot in it, right? And I think that he's actually a lot smarter than he gets credit for, right? But in the reverse, there's this lack of willingness. There's this lack of trust, right? So this is coming from a space of maybe there was some sort of arguing going on within a relationship, within a job. Something was just not showing itself to be as valuable and as moral and as respectful of you as you felt that you deserved, right? But now moving into your near future, you have the Seven of Wands. You are focused on building and moving and moving. Your will is to move and build, move and build, move and build. It's about you taking control of your life, Leo. You recognizing that things did not maybe go the best way that you wanted, but now you're ready to take control, you're ready. You're so ready. And representing you here, we have the moon. But the moon means a lot of things, you know. I mean, it can mean just secrets, right? That are being held back, which, you know, that's not so uncommon, right? But I do like that the Cancer crab is crawling out of the water to try to, you know, it looks like calm these dogs down a little bit, right? With some kindness and sensitivity climbing out of the water. But one thing I notice here too, always with this card, more than anything, is this path that kind of goes off into yonder. So this tells me that you're in a place of recognizing that it's time for you to figure out a new path. Even if it's, I am getting, look, I do know just from the readings that I do know a lot of Leos are venturing on new paths right now. Even if you're maintaining the same relationship, you're just kind of shifting gears and shifting focus, or bringing yourself onto a different path within your own life, within your own existence, right? And the fact that we have the moon card here, though, it tells me you're really not sharing, fully disclosing what your intentions are and what you've been feeling or going through. And I feel like it's because a lot of you feel like you really can't, right? I feel like you really, really can't, because there's somebody or something in your life that's unwilling to meet you in the middle, kind of be in that headspace with you. Take those chances with you in the same way. Is what's inflecting you here, and an external influence is the Hermit Reverse. So the Hermit Reverse is all about taking that mental space that you need. You might be dealing with the Virgo also, but taking that mental space that you need to really think things through on a very global level, but really seeking yourself as your main counsel. In other words, you're really not talking here, Leo. I feel like there's heavy introspection. There's a lot of shifting going on inside of your mind, inside of like your planning sector, inside of your soul. You're recognizing in your soul that either whatever you're in now or whatever you're evolving out of, you're not sharing the full scope of everything you're feeling with anyone but yourself. There's a very secretive vibe here. And I feel that because the Five of Wands reverse is your fear, you just don't want to deal with the fight. You don't want to deal with the drama of the fight. You don't see the sense to it because you feel like you got to get your ducks in a row before anything gets revisited. This is what I'm getting here. Then look at your outcome. The Ace of Pentacles. This is my favorite ace card. I mean, a couple of other signs got it throughout their reading. The reason the ace is my favorite pentacle is because this is a very subjective take on it. This is not for anybody to agree or disagree. I'm just sharing my perspective on this. In order to have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a right hand of God gift, right, to have foundation and have everything that we need in this tangible realm in every way, meaning connection to people, mental health, emotional health, physical health, finances, resources, a home, all of that. To me, in order to start this new page, because the ace is all about a new page in the next section in your life, you have to have the cups already. You have to have the wands already. You have to have that willingness with someone. Or you have to have the wands and the willingness to move forward. You have to have the thoughts planned out. Okay, what is it going to look like? How are we going to do this? You have to have that mindset and those ideas and that swords, right? And you have to have the love, you have to have the communication, and you have to have the will in order to create this new beautiful foundation that's being offered to you. So that's why, to me, I love the Ace of Pentacles the most out of the ace, out of the suits of the ace. All right, let's pull some Cat Tarot and see if we can get a couple more clarifiers. I have some information, some more information on this King of Wands reverse, please. Some more information on this King of Wands reverse, please. Information on this King of Wands reverse, yeah. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords. This is the Cat Tarot. It's the Two of Swords energy. So this is telling me, Leo, that you're across purposes with yourself. Or either with yourself or with another person. Right now, you and someone else are not seeing eye to eye. And there's this kind of break right now where it's like the calm before a final decision regarding something needs to be made. I feel like a decision has been made already, but there's a finality that hasn't been addressed yet. Page of Cups. Okay. So, yeah, because sometimes the King of Wands really is about, like I said, it can be this manipulative kind of energy and just not the willingness to go forward as they're supposed to. And the Page of Cups is like, who has their face in the toilet for too long? Who's drinking too much out of the toilet? This is an irresponsible vibe here. Okay, if you know what I mean, right? This is kind of like a Page of Cups reverse is like the party energy here, right? So this can be creating an inability to move forward. And then we have the Ten of Cups reversed. Ten of Cups reversed is still very positive, okay? Because in the upright, the Ten of Cups is all about reaching that space of attainment and fulfillment with somebody who we really love, or a job that we really love, that we really, really resonate with, groups of friends we really resonate with. It's a deepening of feelings. It's feeling like we're in the right space, right? But when it's reversed, this indicates delay, and it's typically because of a family or friend issue. So it's like this family issue or this friend issue could be standing in the way of this deepening. And so, Leo, this could be happening on your end or your partner's end. It doesn't really matter. But this is telling me why we got this King of Wands reverse, like why this will just sort of became stopped and truncated a little bit. And it's creating this sense of this Eight of Swords energy. Yeah. So maybe somebody in your family is creating a lot of stress for somebody in your partner's family, or something in your partner's family or in your family together. Okay, let's get some, I want some more outcome cards. Six of Pentacles, okay. All right, I like these. I'm not mad at these. I'm sorry, I interrupted my thoughts here. Oh, and then we have the Three of Swords on the bottom. All right, so we could talk about that real quick. Yeah, so as far as the Eight of Swords goes, again, this internal prison that you have yourself involved in. This could be having something to do with somebody within your own family, having to do with your children, right? Or someone in your first family or your partner's first family, or this could even be something having to do with someone at work. But it's this influence that is getting in the way, okay? Because when the Ten of Cups is reversed, it does typically indicate that there is a lack of connection, a lack of communication, because of this external influence is typically what that means. So that does explain that part to me. But I wanted to get a little more information about the final outcome. So I do get that ultimately at some point, you guys are going to have the Six of Pentacles energy, which is all about sharing resources, sharing support, sharing an understanding and a bond. Where you guys are actually having a meeting of the minds where you haven't arrived yet, but you're recognizing. There's a lot of recognition with the Six of Pentacles energy. And then, of course, we have the Ace of Swords, which is this, you know, that pairs up beautifully with this ace. This is a beautiful connection, Leo. We have two aces. Beautiful, beautiful connection. This is the next chapter of your life with this individual or this situation. So this could even be you getting a different line in your job, or this could even be you guys changing careers altogether. But certainly a new chapter with a new set of rules, a new mindset, a new set of truths, a new set of everything. And there's going to be celebration happening here. There's going to be recognition and celebration. Because the Three of Cups is all about celebrating with friends and family, or at least being together with each other and celebrating in a responsible way, but there's a celebratory vibe. There's a connection here, right? And then we have the Knight of Swords coming in. The Knight of Swords, it's a pretty aggressive energy. You want to be careful of ego, but it's like, all right, look, this is what we need to do to fix this. I don't want to live without you. I know you don't want to live without me. This is like everything has gotten way out of control. We're in a weird space. We're in a bad space. We have to figure our shit out unless we're just going to walk away from this forever and ever. Amen. Like that needs to be addressed. Okay. But the energy here does support that whatever situation you're struggling with right now, there is I'm not getting, especially even the time to go card, I'm not getting that it's done. I'm getting like that there's a break and stuff needs to be figured out. Stuff needs to be figured out. Now, will you ultimately end up, you know, going back to the situation? I don't know, because I do have the Three of Swords energy here, and the Three of Swords can mean a third party situation, but it doesn't have to be. That's only like one understanding of it. But it's always, you're always one sword. Now, the other side of yourself can be the other sword, and an external situation could be a third sword. So this could be a perfect situation of like how you can't get out of your own way, how you have this internal conflict because of something that's happening external to you, and you're really trying very hard to work through the pain. That's one interpretation outside of the third party situation. Or it could even be you, your partner, and this third thing external to your relationship that's a big issue. So again, this could be an issue with the family. This could even be, I'm not inclined to say that this is anything having to do with a colleague or a boss, just because the heart space is more intimate than that, unless maybe you work with this person who you're involved with. That would change the narrative here a little bit. But this could be you, this could be them, and this could just be like a situation that you guys had to deal with your job. Maybe somebody lost their job. Maybe money is a serious issue. Something going on with your children. Something going on with your families. Somebody's feeling very disrespected here, Leo. Very disrespected. Very disrespected. And that needs to be addressed if you guys are going to get this back together. So I just, right now, I'm feeling like things are a little messy for you guys. But you know what? All right. What are you going to do? We have Neptune. It's like dripping all over everything, making everything look like thick as pea soup. We can't really see the truth right now. So, you know, try to let September finish and then kind of readdress everything, you know? Figure out the reality of where everything is actually really, right? I mean, post the July eclipses and all of this crazy energy. See where everything is at come the beginning of October. But this is what I have for you now, Leo. Yep. Okay, guys, until next time. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.